everybody, it is Calxiyn and Hunter here, and we are watching the final, at least we think it's the final, RWBY Beyond. I do hope that they do more of these in the future in some capacity, just because they're so charming and just full of these, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it makes me think of, like, Disney magic, like, little fairy tale stories. And so I really hope that we see more of it. And also, I prefer the art style to the main show. I'm literally the only person on Earth. I'm literally the only person that feels that way. But I have loved this so much. I feel like that it was such a breath of fresh air, especially now that we get to sort of settle in back at Remnant and it's not go, 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 and Salem is not breaking down the door and everything. Like, I really love this series. I hope that we will get more of it someday. But this is the last one with RWBY and Yang. I would like to take a moment to say I fucking told you guys so, okay? Because on Twitter, again, Twitter, self-explanatory, right? But there was this whole thing where people were angry that certain characters like Jean were getting focus over other characters. And for one thing, okay, now we have Team RWBY. It made sense that they would end with Team RWBY as the big finale. And then the second thing is that this episode is RWBY and Yang, right? Some people thought that Weiss Schnee was personally under attack by the writers, but it's just common sense that they got the characters that still work there, right? Like that they voice in-house, right? Or rather, their voice actors do the voices in-house, right? And so I would just like to say, all of those people had a major overreaction, and I feel like that they should apologize. If not to me, just to RWBY in general, because there was this idea going around that they just were doing all of Team RWBY dirty or something, and clearly that was not going on. So anyway, I had to get that off my chest because it was really bothering me. It was just a little bit silly, but now we get what I'm assuming is going to be a very heartfelt Yang and RWBY episode, so let us...
I'll also say that, like, it is weird, because at the beginning of RWBY Beyond, I kind of had the feeling that this might be the last RWBY thing we ever saw. But at the end of RWBY Beyond, I no longer really believe that. Yeah. I have hope that RWBY will continue and we will get a 10th season. I mean, they did say that we're getting news soon. So I think we will get a 10th season. Or RWBY, at the very least, will have a definitive ending. Yeah. So I thought I would feel dread when we got to this final episode, and I no longer do, and that is kind of nice. Yeah, I agree. And I think that what helps with that is obviously the fact that they told us, like, don't worry, we're getting news. I think in the coming as early as next week, they had said, or something like that. And so I feel like that, I agree with you. I think that it's hopeful. I think that it's also that... because they did this, I don't necessarily know how to explain this properly, but I feel like that because they did this, there's evidence that more stories can be told in RWBY that people enjoy and appreciate on what I'm assuming is a much smaller budget, though I'm sure that it was expensive for people to have to do all the different types of art and everything, and so I feel like that if I was, I don't know, some executive person, I would look at this and be like, okay, well, this is evidence that not only, like, Volume 10, I know, expensive and whatever, but we could keep doing this for a while, right? And keep making the money, right? And keep trying to do more smaller stories like this to build back up to Volume 10. So I feel like that it's indicative of how they could expand the market of it, you know what I mean? Like, that they could still tell more stories within this world that are cheaper, but fans will still pay the same, you know, $5, $10 monthly subscription to see it. Does that make sense to you guys? Do you guys understand what I mean? It's like that they're putting out a new product in there to showcase that it can still be successful. So I feel like that's hopeful too. That I hope that people see this, see the numbers, see how people are talking about it as if it's an actual RWBY episode, despite the fact that they're so much shorter, and that hopefully somebody with money will see that and be like, yeah, okay, like that's evidence enough, like that's good evidence to the fact that this should still continue being made and that there's still a lot of value in the IP and everything. That's what I was trying to say. But anyway, boring business stuff aside, let us get into it. 3, 2, 1, press and play, just in case. You never know. There's your beautiful Vacuo.
I know. That was the same shot in the Jean one, but it never gets old.
Are we walking by the banana stand? We better see that banana stand.
I love how fluffy their hair is.
Exactly.
The eye's very cute. I like it.
You've been hyping it up since
it's actually kind of small.
Oh.
So a small surprise.
Oh, there's the cat store.
More exciting than a surprise.
So I should be excited.
But not
I like that.
I don't know. Maybe it's dumb.
Got it. setting expectations to moderate for a surprise that may or may not be cool.
I love this.
Oh, oh my gosh, she looks so nervous.
Why
Is Blake gonna be here?
I'm not
I don't
weird.
think
You're
so.
the
I
weird
think
one.
that it's just...
It's just been a while.
Banana stand, we
Since
got
we
to see
be
it.
the
So
sisterly.
that's all.
Yeah, like they're spending
right.
time together.
Yeah.
But she wants it to be
Make this
special,
no
but
fun.
not
I
too...
probably just won't
Oh.
ever want to be
Oh,
sisters again.
I love their little banter. They're so
See how
cute.
dumb that
They're
sounds?
cute.
Ow.
Oh.
Excuse me, are you Ruby?
Eddie Rivas?
That's
Yeah,
me.
that voice sounds familiar.
I'm a Ruby.
I'm
You're the girl
a
who sent the
Ruby.
message. The one who brought the world together.
Oh my goodness, can
Oh.
we take a picture?
I like how it's...
Yeah, happily. Okay, where do you want to?
I think that this is hilarious because we had theories about this.
Getting used to that.
But like that it would be a weird cult, so I'm glad that it's not the
Personally,
cult.
It's just that
think
she'd
it's about
have a
time
lot of
everybody knew
fans.
how cool my sister is.
Oh.
I never imagined all this. Here in Vacuo, they need more than a mascot.
Oh.
It's not too much.
Oh my gosh. Seriously, Yang? You brought me to
Oh.
the flavors, the milk teas.
Oh, that is cute.
That's just stock images. What?
Okay, I love that.
Is
That's
it
so
the right
weird.
amount?
No, I love it.
I mean, I like it. It's funny, but it's fucking weird.
I like the little Boba. Look at the little cat
Apparently they closed up
thingy.
shop and patch and relocated
Oh.
here. With the rest of the
Oh.
residents from
Oh.
Remember how we used to come here with Dad after school?
Oh.
Vale. It used to be a once-a-month treat, but by the time we were done at Signal, it was almost twice a week.
Oh man, I love that.
Wonder why he's not here
Ah,
with everybody else.
Tai
I know
Yang,
Crow said he's on assignment, but what's more important than here?
the crown. It's buried under the sunflowers, Yang.
I don't know.
Oh man,
He's going to find
I
someone.
feel like she's sort of resenting,
About
but
what happened.
I know you're gay. It's okay.
Which part?
I don't need an explanation. I think I get it.
oh,
It doesn't even matter if I do, completely.
Yang,
I understand my part in you feeling like you couldn't talk to
No,
anybody about what you were
Hunter.
going through. And that it's hard to even know what you're going through when you're in the middle of it.
yeah, that's so true.
I just need you to know you're not alone.
oh,
You can't be alone. Not with the
Like
world
that
the way
Yang's
that it
beating
is.
those bad sister
And not with what we
allegations.
and
Oh
our
my
team
God.
have all been through.
I won't leave you for my
We're
friends
not going back
that
to the version of Team Ruby
never
where you
saw.
put everything on your shoulders.
oh, but I
No.
like
We
this.
Put everything on your shoulders. From now on, we do it together.
Why do they remind me so much of Jinx and Vi
turns out.
right now?
Yeah,
In the
kinda.
art style
Leader
for
is asking for
some
help.
reason. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true.
But I wasn't allowed.
Oh.
Oh, Yang.
Bad news, though. I still don't know how to do it.
Well, maybe we need a code word.
Oh.
So we know when we're feeling overwhelmed,
That's
but
cute.
don't know how to ask.
How about
Boba.
Boba?
Oh.
Yeah. Boba.
It's
I
cute.
love that.
By the way, you promised we would go shopping like weeks ago.
Go shopping trip.
Your priority right now?
Yeah, see, they need new clothes. I love that that's setting
Yeah.
up the new clothes.
I do like that.
Oh my
yeah.
god, it was 4 minutes, but it felt like it just flew by. What the fuck? What the hell? Oh my god.
I like this little song.
Yeah, it
but
was
Eddie
Eddie.
Rivas. Yeah.
I'm like,
that was
I know that
familiar.
man's voice anywhere.
Good lord.
Oh my god, I'm just really good at that. Like we were watching, me and my mom have our little nightly shows, right? And I was like, yeah, that's Mama Odie. Like within like 5 seconds, like that's my special, like what do you
That's
call
your
it? That's my
talent.
party trick. Is that
Oh.
I can tell the VAs of something really quickly. I still remember. For one of our reactions, I don't know if you remember, but I was like, oh, that's Caleb Hales. And people in the comments were like, Cal realized that way too fast. They've seen the episode before. And I was like, okay, no. I just know what
You're just
people sound like.
good at
I don't
that
know.
for
I don't know
whatever
what to
reason.
tell you, right? And like, it was so clear it was him too. But why don't we rewatch again? I
Yeah.
kind of want to do it with the sound on this time. But yeah, I love this little Like,
oh, there's a salamander.
yeah, I saw that too.
Surprise all about.
I wouldn't call it big.
I really like this because it's like
You've been
they
hiding.
want to do something special,
Yeah.
but you don't want it to
Or
be
you
like a
don't-
jet ski
you also,
or something.
Yeah,
like,
you
know what I
also
mean?
you also don't have
So
any.
I should be excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that they don't have
Too
quieter
excited?
moments in RWBY. They definitely
know.
do,
Maybe
but
it's
it's
dumb.
nice to have a
Got
show
it.
that's all
Setting
quieter
expectations
moments.
to
Yeah.
moderate
That
for
are all the
surprise that
little
may or may not
in-betweeny
be cool.
moments.
And I thought that this was very cute. Like, I like their little banter, right?
Why are you being weird?
I'm not weird. You're the weird one. It's just been a while since we got to do the.
Yeah, and I like that too. I wonder what Weiss and
Yang,
Blake
your
are
hair
doing.
looks just like the banana
Oh
in the
my
background.
God.
I feel like they gave the bonus
dumb that
animation to RWBY and Yang
Excuse
with all
me.
the little chibi stuff.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Yep.
I love how, like, I love these background people. I love her hair.
White
by the
mustache,
way,
green
I love
eyes is an that is
like,
a that person's
a
look is going to
Targaryen,
like
like-
pierce my dreams.
Yeah, like I like.
There's Jesus.
Oh my God. Yeah, I was
Hunky
thinking
Jesus.
that. But yeah, I love this. Like, this is something because that's something that RWBY has been quote unquote, I guess, criticized for is that. The Vital Festival is kind of a celebrity sports
Yeah.
event, right? But then people are like, why isn't Team RWBY recognized? And I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's because of terrorism happened and everybody kind of forgot about the Vital Festival.
Yeah.
But, like, it's nice to see that they're not correcting, because I don't think it was ever a mistake, per se. Because obviously Pyrrha was famous, but she was famous in her hometown. And again, that was before the fall. Like, I'm sure that people forgot about the Huntsman that they saw on TV 4 years ago. But now, this is more recent. So this makes some sense, right?
It's me.
Damn, I'm sad though, because one of my predictions was that Eddie was going to do the story for somewhat. But I was still right. They didn't get him
But
into the
he's just a guy in
The one who brought the
Vacuo.
world together.
Oh my goodness, can we take a picture?
But I love this. I love that it's like, again, that little celebrity. And, we've talked about that Coco is
Has a
also
celebrity,
has
yeah.
a celebrity thing too. And so maybe this will come up in the show a bit more.
Okay, where?
I will also say that like RWBY only showed up in the first round of
Yeah, that's true.
and like so Yang showed up in the semifinals and
And
Yang
she
never
punched somebody.
yeah and she did yeah so I guess she did punch Mercury, but then everything that happened after I feel
Yeah.
like people forget.
I feel like people forget the fact that, first of all, not everybody had an equal amount. Like, it was Yang and Weiss, and
Yeah,
everybody
and then
knows
it
who
was
Weiss
Yang.
Schnee is,
Yeah,
and then it was just
already.
Yang. And, like, that would not be the most important thing on your mind after a while. Like, I can't remember the people I saw last week. Like, never mind that long ago, but,
Still wanting those normal knees.
I
huh?
liked this reference to the first episode.
that is really cute.
I think
The
it's
normal
about time
knees.
everybody
Oh
knew
God,
how
I
cool
missed
my
that the
sister
first
is.
time. Normal knees.
All this.
Oh, because it is just kind of RWBY and Yang, and that really was that
Yeah.
first episode in a lot of ways.
It's not too much.
Oh my.
See, and Yang's worried that it's all of the pressure
Yeah.
is building on her soldiers, her shoulders again. Oh my God. Okay.
So okay,
I
so
don't know anything about boba. I can't drink it because
You don't
like,
like
the
the-
gel ball things,
the
like
tapioca balls.
yeah, they kind of mess
Curls.
with my sensory stuff. Like, I would just drink the tea and leave the balls at the bottom. Apparently, that's
don't
not
like
what you're
sucking the
supposed to
balls
do.
up?
Oh my God.
You just because some people don't. It's not good to neglect the balls.
Yeah,
Cal.
well, I don't like the
Balls.
I don't like bits of things in my food.
That's
like
fair.
if I have a strawberry milkshake
That's fair.
and it has chunks of strawberry in
That's
it, I
fair.
can't do it. So I don't know if you guys have a recommendation to enjoy a boba properly, but I thought that the balls were just for
You
decoration.
can get it without. You can
or
get it without
something.
the tapioca
Yeah,
balls.
I thought that
so-
they were just for decoration, and so I've drunk them, but like with a straw that's so small that it won't pick up.
But then it
the
just
balls.
blocks, so you're not able to drink the.
I
the
managed.
juice.
Don't worry about it. But yeah, so that was on my mind. I was like,
All the flavors.
I love this. I love how it's like
A happy love,
chocolate.
chill out, teeth. It's so generic in the way that a lot of like boba places are, which is kind of amusing.
But yeah, I mean, I think I would really like
This
it.
is hilarious. The
Yeah.
fact that they have real photographs. Like, I feel like that was a bold move, but I'm so glad they did, because that is so objectively funny.
I mean, I think that it's kind of
pretty funny.
Funny, but also like
it feels
this
weirdly...
picture is nice.
It's
look
a
at
nice...
this picture. Like this is a very
you'd eat those.
glazed,
look at how nice
very
they look.
Shiny,
You'd eat
oiled
those.
up picture of the Boba balls.
So, is it the right amount of exciting?
Are you?
But I like that this is something that they used to do in Vale.
It also feels kind of
This feels like something that would happen in Vale, by the way, like
well,
kind of bougie, you know? Like I feel like that would be cute.
I also feel like that whole thing where it's like it reminds me old seasons of SpongeBob. They'd cut to like live action stuff sometimes.
I also
That's
think
the same
that
vibe I'm getting.
it's nice because this is going to be something that a lot of people relate to, I think, because especially, I don't know, like recently it's become very popular, like boba shops, where we live anyway.
Yes.
But then it's also just this idea of, it doesn't need to be a boba shop. It could have
been anything.
McDonald's, right? Like going to McDonald's for an ice cream cone with your sister or something. Like, I think a lot of people are going to have those sorts of, like, I don't know, like, did you ever
It's going to be a touchstone of, like,
your parents would take you somewhere special, kind of like this or something? Like, my dad would always take us to McDonald's when he came to pick us up. You know what I mean? Like, for, like, his weekend or whatever. So that's one of those little things that you kind of remember. Like, those occasional treat things.
Yeah,
I just thought that was really cute.
Yeah, I have some of
so
those.
many memories.
Apparently they closed up shop.
But yeah, I like how, like, this is not Vacuo, like, part of Vacuo culture. It was something that was in Vale, and then they brought it here. Which I think is interesting, too, because, I mean, there's something to say about, like, the negative aspects of that, like the fact that, like, everybody's just moving in, right? Like, and, well, no, I didn't mean
realistically,
that. I mean,
most people who are refugees aren't able to pack up their whole business and start a new place.
No, that's not what I meant. What I meant was, I guess, from the Vacuo perspective, there could be a negative of that in terms of, like, all these other places are kind of encroaching on our space where, like, our stuff should be, like, you know what I mean? Like, in terms of their culture, right? Like, but I kind of do also find it nice that it's Vacuo is becoming this hub of every, like, little different place in Remnant, you know, and kind of a representation of how humanity's come together. So, I mean, they did mention, like, Oscar mentioned the colonization stuff in the epilogue, so I'm sure that when Volume 10 comes out, they'll strike a balance between that. You know what I mean? Like, there's all these, like, I don't know, like, there's all of these different people moving in, and they're all bringing their own businesses and their own stuff, right? And how maybe the Vacuans feel about that, or feel at least wary of that, you know what I mean? Because it feels like the past is just repeating itself over again, but it's like, no, things are different this time, because we're all going to be equal to each other. It's not us just taking over, right? And so I think that they're gonna strike a balance between that somehow, right?
From Vale.
Remember how we used to come here with Dad after school?
I think the Taiyang slander is interesting.
It's not slander, it's just he's off doing something. Does he maybe not want to be around his ex?
I wonder why he's not
like,
here.
Raven's here, you know?
I don't think that that's a good enough excuse.
But also, like, maybe he's...
They came back from the dead. Like, you know
he's
what I mean?
on assignment, though, somewhere.
But it's interesting because I feel like the Yang has a valid point, because in terms of her abandonment issues, I kind of get why she's like, he thought we were dead, and he's still not here now that we're alive. Like, what the hell is he doing?
He's maybe working so you stay not dead.
I think it's 100%. It has to be the crown. There's no more justification for Tai Yang to be, like, around. You know what I mean? What is he doing exactly? So many people had that theory that the crown was buried under the sunflowers. I think that it may be true. And then Osmond says that he hid the crown in a more tricky situation. It would make sense if it wasn't under the school, but it was actually under Tai Yang's house. And how would Salem know? Because I know that obviously Team Stark has involvement. Oh my god.
It's inside Zwei's lower GI tract.
Team Stark has involvement with Ozpin, but at the same time, if I were Salem, my first thought wouldn't be like, yeah, it's at Tai Yang's house. You know? It seems like it's a kind of an in-between. Tai Yang's just kind of like a guy, right? He's just a teacher. Like, why would you think the relic is there? You know? I'm dead certain that that's what he's doing. That's the only thing that could possibly be more important than the end of the world, because if you abandon your post, Salem will get all the relics in the world will actually end this time, you know?
We don't have the full picture.
And yeah, I mean, I guess...
I don't know. Some things you just need to be there for.
Yeah, see, so now she's like, there's some Tai Yang judgment on Yang's part, which I think is interesting. But, like, she's right, though. You know, she's kind of right. Like, what is he doing? But I'm sure that it's crown-related. But
Ruby,
I think that this was a really nice moment. I just kind of want to let it.
In the ever after.
I just like that, I don't know, Yang's a good sister.
Yeah.
She is a good
don't
sister.
need an explanation. I think I get it.
Yeah, they said some not nice things to each other too, right? And so I kind of like that it's like none of that.
I understand my part
Stick
in you.
I don't need an apology or anything, right?
What you were going through. And that it's hard to even know what you're going through when you're in the middle of it. I just need you to know you're not alone.
But I liked
you
that.
You can't be alone. Not with the world the way that it is. And not with what we and our team have all been through.
And like her tearing up, I didn't notice that.
We're not going back to the version of Team RWBY where you put everything on your shoulders. Where we put everything on your shoulders. From now on.
Also, the voice acting like Barbara totally.
Barbara and Lindsay are very good.
The hardest thing about being a leader is asking for help.
But now I like that they have this little thing where, like, if they're ever struggling, this is where they can, you know,
I just hope that, like, in a scene later.
I still don't know how to do it.
In a scene later, if Ruby's about to get eaten and she yells at
No,
Boba, I feel like...
I don't think it'll be like that. I think that, like... It'd be hilarious if she has a membership card. Her picture's on the wall because they come here so often.
That's pretty funny.
Boba.
But I really liked this. I thought that this was so cute.
By the way, you promised we would go shopping.
Yeah, so this is, I think, pointing to the outfit thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the Vacuo ball has once again entered the chat, like the Coco shopping spree.
I do like the idea of Coco taking people shopping.
Yeah, I think that that's something that'll definitely...
Because I do think it's kind of funny how they're dressed, like, in jackets and...
Well, yeah, and I think that that's how they're trying to justify it. It's like that they haven't had time to shop yet. I think that that's supposed to be it.
But you have plenty of time to eat boba.
I mean, shopping, though, you have to say, like, is a very big ordeal, right? Like, they have to find stuff in their size. But yeah, I kind of just want to see what people are saying in regards to Tai Yang, if anybody's theorizing. A lot of people are just talking about, like, Rooster Teeth, obviously. In general. But I think that this was a great... Obviously, as the last thing that is going to be under the Rooster Teeth brand, I thought that this was a very good episode. Just because it's sort of like, it's one of those things that feels very... It feels like a nice... Volume 1 at Full Circle moment, right?
It does. I like how they reference the normal knees. It just felt like a nice little bow.
And even like... The fact that it's just Eddie in the booth doing random voices is very Volume 1 coded, right?
Yeah, where it's like, who do we have here?
Yeah, and so I thought that
You're the secretary. Would you like to play the main character?
That was pretty funny, right? And so I liked that. I thought that made sense. But I do like, again, the sisterly moment, like Yang acknowledging that she screwed up, but also, like, I don't need you to explain yourself. We don't actually need to, like, talk about what happened like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's more of how to have better communication for the future. No one is theorizing about Tai Yang. I'm very disappointed in all of you. People are just memeing about the fact that Tai Yang is never around, but that's okay. But yeah, I really liked RWBY Beyond. I thought that it was fantastic. I really hope that they do more of it. I guess that's my question. Do you think more RWBY Beyond? I know that it's a weird thing to ask.
This kind of feels like a better version of
Chibi?
No, of like Remnant. What was it called? Oh,
World of Remnant?
World of Remnant.
I mean, yeah.
Where it was like instead of like World of Remnant was just like, here's just raw world building, do with it what you will. Whereas this feels more like, it's like, oh, here's our little moments from characters that maybe we didn't have the time or budget allotment to have those quieter moments. So here's like a lower budget. Yeah. Do you want to see what these people are talking about? I think that would be really great. And I do hope moving forward they keep these.
Do you think that they're going to do more? Is what I was going to ask, because I know it's a kind of...
Realistically, the reason why they did it is because they wanted to do something RWBY. But without a RWBY budget, because Rooster Teeth was shutting down.
Well, no, but they were doing it even before Rooster Teeth was shutting down.
Well, I think they were doing that because they couldn't get Volume 10 out.
Right.
So like because we couldn't have regular RWBY, so we had to have Diet RWBY.
What I mean is that...
So that's why they did it. I think they should continue to do it.
How do I explain this? What I mean is, say next week we find out, theoretically, right? Crunchyroll is I don't know, like Crunchyroll
RWBY
is now
is now like RWBY is now a Disney princess.
Right? Yeah, like
she was purchased
whatever,
by
right?
Amazon.
I mean, I'm assuming Crunchyroll to me makes the most sense, right? But whatever. RWBY was purchased by Crunchyroll, and like I don't know, maybe there's a Kickstarter or something, a campaign. They're going to fund Volume 10, but whatever. What I'm saying is that do you think that more of this will get greenlit under the new owner? And that they'll do this a bit more of this for a while until volume 10.
See
because
them
we're
doing
not
that.
done. You know what I mean? Like in terms of like, okay, and I don't want people to be like, Cal is complaining, because that's not what I'm trying to do. But I will say, right, the fact that Hunter and I had so many ideas for things that they could have done is evidence to the fact that there are more things that they could have tackled for sure, and that there are more stories to tell in this capacity, right? We never saw Emerald, we never saw Team Coffee. Obviously, I think that for some stuff like Winter and Raven, I don't think that was ever going to happen. I think that they would have saved that stuff for the actual show.
You know, Happy Huntresses.
Yeah, like there are definitely
Shopkeep,
more ideas.
Ilya.
And so I feel like that, I don't know, I would really like to see them do more of this.
If RWBY is acquired as a brand by a bigger company, like, it's the same reason why Disney can't help but make more Star Wars and Marvel crap. It's like, because that's their two biggest brands.
Right,
if RWBY gets bought by another company and is acquired as a brand, will they view RWBY as the type of brand that requires a lot of spin-offs?
Well, I would
Maybe
say
not.
It depends on who, but Crunchyroll does not have a lot of originals. They have like Tower of God, maybe High Guardian Spice. Was that Crunchyroll, right?
That was Crunchyroll.
So like they
High
have
Guardian Spice, not a beloved original
right,
series.
exactly. And Tower of God was not either. They deviated a lot from the comic, so I hear. So when you think about somebody like Crunchyroll, they are a streaming platform that's most of their content is outsourced. Or, you know what I mean? Like it, or rather comes from they license it,
stuff,
right?
yes.
And so I feel like that I understand what you're saying if it's a different company, but for Crunchyroll to be like, we have more important shit to do, and I'm just like what? Like Tower of God, bestie? That's the important shit that you have to do? I don't think so, right? And so I feel like that, I understand what you're saying if it is someone else, but if it is Crunchyroll, like, this is gonna be one of the... this will be the most successful Crunchyroll original, just by virtue of the fact that all the other ones have been a little dubious,
because the other ones is High Guardian Spice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So maybe for a brand like Crunchyroll, they'd be more willing to do spin-offs and continue the spin-offs, but I just think that that's maybe not guaranteed, even though I would personally like them doing more RWBY Beyond, where we get to see those quieter moments.
Because we have heard, at least from my understanding, in terms of on Twitter and stuff, like, people have said... I think Eddie tweeted this out, that they used to be larger in scope before, obviously, all the shutdown stuff happened. So I would think that maybe...
new season of Camp, like they were going to do more episodes.
Sure, but maybe they meant to do 12 episodes, and that would account for our Emerald or 8, right? And that would account for our Emerald and Tai and Ilya and whatever else we said, right? And so, oh my goodness. And so I could see, sorry, I had a little
arrest.
Voice crack there. I could see, like, if we're getting news, I could kind of see that the first thing that whatever the new partner that they want to test the waters with is more RWBY Beyond, and they want to do a quote-unquote full season of RWBY Beyond in the
I'd
same
be
format.
so down for a full season of RWBY Beyond.
That's my theory. A business theory. I want more RWBY Beyond. I just love this so much. I think that it was so cute. Again, I love the art style. I like the art style more than the 3D because I'm a hater and I'm an elitist or whatever, but I just really, they just look so fluffy and so emotive, and to me,
I just think
I like the fact that they have lips instead of just mouth line and all of that stuff. I just really...
They have
I like the painterly
Yang has
style.
2 lines and a shadow. Like,
but yeah, you know what I mean? But like, it just makes them
RWBY quite literally has 2 lines.
I know, but like, when you see their mouths throughout the episode, so that's all I'm saying. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun. I think that we're gonna have fun theorizing and doing a little speculation, but is that everything, Hunter? Are you good?
I think that's everything.
I know, this is not going to be the last RWBY thing that we react to, so I feel like it's not as sad anymore. It's just business as usual, even though it's the end of, like, the Rooster Teeth era. This is probably the last thing we're watching on the Rooster Teeth website.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Under Arnold's account.
Wow. Which we didn't always use, but...
yeah, under Arnold's account, but
That's pretty crazy.
I like that this was the last...
Our first reaction was... We were still in high school. It was volume 4.
The trailer.
Yes.
Which may not have been on the Rooster Teeth site.
No, it was probably on YouTube, but yeah.
Still.
So that would have been...
Nice little full circle.
That would have been...
Yeah. Whatever you're thinking. 7 years ago, right?
8 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Almost a decade.
I don't think we're going anywhere, though. So don't worry.
And I don't think RWBY is either.
Yeah. And so I hope... Oh.
Yeah. See, I was just going to say, see you in volume 10.
Yeah, exactly. See you guys in volume 10. We will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.